construction expected in May of 2025.
And that's a 2022 project.
That's fine. It's in the report, though.
Right.
No.
So,
yes, sir.
But it's the details behind it.
Okay, we can get you those.
The project in question is the Leipz Boulevard Sunwood Drive to South Staples Street.
And the delays associated with that.
These two neighbors who live near the closed section of Leipz had conflicting views on the delay.
I know it's been going on a long time, and we knew from the onset it was going to be a long project.
It's been difficult having to get around, and it seems like I said, it's been dragging out forever.
Chris 6 News learned that city documents show the project was originally anticipated to be completed by October 2024. This delay was brought up during City Council after Councilman Hernandez mentioned that I had requested to interview him about the timeline of the project.
Is there some sort of effort you guys can do to, you give the update, we get the update from them as well, because there are projects that are just kind of languishing. When I say languishing, that's what I mean.
Is that what Chris 6 said? Well, did Jeff say or something?
No, that's what I said.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said.
So what's causing the delays?
Well, we found out during the design there was a major pipeline in there, 66-inch diameter drainage line that wasn't where it was indicated on as-built drawings. It required some redesign.
Edmund says this isn't something they could say was unpredictable, but it wasn't anticipated in their bid drawings. He also says the correct date of completion is early February 2025. As for what this delay will cost, he says that's where there's good news.
In the redesign, we actually saved almost $500,000. So this is one where it worked in our favor, and so the project is actually going to come in under budget.
The Director of Engineering Services remains adamant that the project will be completed in early February and asks the community for patience. From the South Side, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tony Jaramillo, Chris 6 News.
Work on the Everhart Road project, which began last year, is leading to more lane closures. Lamont Street at Everhart will be closed through Friday. If you're not familiar with that intersection, that's where the post office is located. On Friday, all lanes of Everhart from McCardle to Jansen will be closed from 2 a.m. to 6 a.m. The nearly $30 million Everhart project includes a new concrete pavement road, new curbs, gutters, sidewalks, and traffic lights. Work is expected to wrap up by July 2025. Nueces County commissioners did some major tweaking to the jury selection process this morning. Commissioners voted to move the entire process online. People who have received a jury summons will be directed to an online system where they'll complete a questionnaire. Those who qualify will then get a text message with details on where and when to report. It's a big improvement over waiting for hours in the central jury room.
It's good for everybody. It's good for everybody. And so I'm really thrilled that we've been able to take the jury system to this point.
This change came about because of the COVID lockdown. That's when the county realized they needed an online jury selection process. If you don't have access to a computer, no worries. You can complete the questionnaire in person at the courthouse.
A newly created project financing zone could generate more money for the downtown area and surrounding communities. I'm Alexis Scott, your neighborhood news reporter in the Bay Area, speaking with city leaders about how this plan works and what it means for the city of Corpus Christi. A motion to create a project financing zone was approved by the City Council at Tuesday's meeting. That zone, consisting of a 3-mile radius around the American Bank Center, hotel-associated tax revenues will be redirected into that zone. Sitting down with Economic Development Director Arturo Marquez, I asked why this new plan could benefit the entire city.
It allows the city to get state taxes back into the community and reinvest into the American Bank Center.
This concept was initially enacted by state lawmakers in 2013, an effort to provide state-funded assistance for convention center expansion. The various taxes collected from nearly 20 hotels within that 3-mile radius include
the hotel occupancy tax that the state collects. That's 6% on the hotel occupancy tax. And then we're also going to collect any sales tax that the particular hotels generate, again, at the state level. Okay? And then also on the mixed beverages.
Any new hotels built inside that radius will be added to the zone. The plan is expected to bring the city at least $70.8 million over the next 30 years. Marcus says the project financing zone doesn't take extra money out of the residents' pockets. Instead, it recycles that money directly back into the city.
The local taxpayer does not necessarily have to pay into this. It's the visitors that are coming, right? So when people come to visit Corpus Christi and stay at the hotels, they're paying that tax.
Now that city leaders have given the thumbs up for the project financing zone, the Economic Development Department will finalize those details and present them to the Texas Comptroller's office next year for final approval. In the Bay Area, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Alexis Scott, Chris 6 News.
The annual winter Texan invasion has begun, and that's good news for our area economy.
Thousands of visitors from northern states spend the winter months in communities like Port Aransas. Neighborhood News reporter Erin Huntley spoke with one winter Texan from Missouri who's been visiting the area for nearly 30 years. She told Erin why supporting the local economy is so important to her.
Well, I think it's great. I mean, when we first started coming, Port A was very, very small. And over the years, we've seen a lot of things develop and feel like that we can help contribute to that.
Winter Texans give our area economy a huge boost. Along the Rio Grande Valley area, they generate over $1 billion in revenue.
Early voting for the city runoff election ended yesterday. Here's a snapshot of the voter turnout numbers. Just over 18,000 people cast ballots during the early voting period that began on December 2nd. That's a 9.8% voter turnout. Yesterday had the highest turnout with more than 3,700 votes cast. If you still have one more chance to vote, this is this Saturday, runoff election day. The race for mayor, the District 1 council seat, and the District 4 council seat are on the ballot. For information on the candidates, go to our website, christv.com, and scroll down our homepage to find the election headquarters link.
This community is coming together to help a police officer in need. I'm Tyree Spoon, your neighborhood news reporter in Bishop, learning more about the officer's battle with cancer and how you might can help. I'm Tyree Spoon, your neighborhood news reporter here in Bishop. Captain Tony Macias is currently battling stage 4 cancer, but he's gotten some backup from the community. I spoke with his family and the department on how they're offering support. 37-year-old Bishop Police Captain Tony Macias is known in his community not only as a great officer.
He would give the shirt off his back. He helps anyone who he can.
But a great father and fiance as well.
He gets up with them, makes them breakfast. From the oldest, that's 20 years old, to the youngest, who's 3, he's active in each one of their lives. He's the backbone of our family.
But during this holiday period, Macias can't be with his loved ones. He's been ill since September and was recently diagnosed with stage 4 cancer. His family found out on Thanksgiving Day.
I felt like my world was ending.
But Tony Macias put things in a different perspective.
The first thing he said was pray. Everyone needs to pray.
After receiving treatment in Kingsville and surgery in Corpus Christi, Macias was recently moved to MD Anderson in Houston. Doctors there have been working around the clock to help him with his battle. The doctors aren't the only ones who have his back during this fight. The community of Bishop is also stepping up, donating thousands of dollars to the family's GoFundMe account.
Knowing that the community is rallying around us as well and supporting one of our own is really nice to see.
If you would like to help Tony and his family during this time, you may go to christv.com to find out how. Reporting from Bishop, I'm your neighborhood news reporter, Tyrese Bone, Chris 6 News.
A Nueces County deputy who survived a shooting in 2001 was honored today for his 39 years and 6 months of service to the county. Nueces County commissioners recognized Deputy David Garcia for his retirement and his service to the county. It's a day he almost didn't live to see. On February 11, 2001, he was shot 5 times by a man who had asked him for a ride. Deputy Garcia had a long recovery, but he returned to work and was assigned to courtroom security. He says his job has been like working in a small town where everybody knows everybody.
I'm going to miss all that, the citizens coming in and me talking with them, and sometimes they recognize me and we'll share stories, and that's going to be one of the things I'm going to miss a lot, that the camaraderie that I have here also with all my fellow workers.
Deputy Garcia's wife already has a list of things to do around the house now that he's retired. He tells us it will take him 25 years to do all the things on his wife's list. We wish him well on his retirement.